Ah, the good boy dumpster child. The tower that you might have probably heard. Who am I kidding? Almost everyone knows dumpster child. But this time, if you're across this video and just bought dumpster child and don't know how to use him, this time I'm gonna give you some tricks and tips to make your dumpster child lit. Get it? Cause dumpster, fire, whatever. When you got Dumpster Child, you know that he required 400 mana to use. He also has a pretty good stat for a level 1 tower. His level 2 stats add more damage, burn and range, and a detection added to his level 2, which means he can kill hidden enemies like ghosts and other hidden enemies. His level 3 is basically the same but with more damage, burn and range. The level 3 is super useful because it can kill like enemies with the HP of 300. But the level 4, the fire changed into the radioactive. It is completely different with the fire. It means the fire has turned into a radioactive. It still acted the same as the fire one, same as the level 5, but the radioactive has a plus icon. So here's the trick with the Dumpster Child fire and radioactive. Even though the fire and the radioactive acted the same, but it has a different burn effect, which means it can stack. Basically, it means the fire and the radioactive will combine and deal massive damage to the enemies. Here's the footage with stacks and without stacks. Here, you can see the stacks one deal more damage than the without stack. It's because of the different burn effect. But there is also an important thing. Fire from Voka's level 2 and 3's fire, Fire Slime from Slime King, and with any other fire attack except Inferno, will not stack, even though Inferno is just blue fire, but it acted different from the fire attack. Here's the little poison type attack that stacks with the fire. I'll leave this list for a while if you want to see it. Okay, there. Now let's start with his use. Dumpster can be used for the early wave. His burn effect is super effective against low HP enemies, cause he's the only tower that can handle enemies spawning until more than 10 plus wave with a single upgrade, which is pretty impressive cause some tower requires to be upgraded and spammed at the same time. With Dumpster, he can handle these enemies in early wave. Also, did I mention that he can kill giant slime alone? Yeah, that's right. Alone! I know that Maitake can kill giant slime too, but this time it's Dumpster Child next use. It's killing small peons or dealing extra damage to the enemies. Dumpster can be used for killing small peons and dealing extra damage to late spawning enemies. Some maps might not spam you with peons or some bosses enemies, but some maps do spam you with strong enemies that might kill you. Now to his next use. Dumpster is a main meta at solo, duo, trio, and squad strat. Dumpster is good for the early waves like what I just said. Dumpster is the only support tower that can attack. And he's an important tower to the meta of the game next to Spectre and Lemonade Cats. Because of that, Dumpster is the only tower that can help you survive in early waves in hard map. With a Dumpster in your team during soloing, you might die from fast strong enemies or some random bosses enemies cause you didn't prepare enough to see it coming. And that's where Dumpster can help you. Oh yeah, a honorable mention. Dumpster can be used for meat shields to the bosses that can stun towers, such as example, Goblin Captain, Void Reaper, and Sylvia the Dragon Queen. God, that name is long. These bosses have ability to stun towers, which is pretty bad considering that if your towers get stunned, your towers can attack the bosses, which is a pretty big problem because the boss can get away with his/her HP more than can result a game over. But with Dumpster, he can handle the job for you. Some of you might asking, there's so many stun bosses you're missing. Yeah, I know, but most stun bosses usually have a melee stun attack like Corrupted Knight, Electric Slime King, Branch, and Stain. These bosses usually have a short range and not a long range attack. Short range bosses usually attacks at random, and Dumpster can stop them because of the short range bosses have a splash attack type. Meanwhile, long range bosses target the nearest towers in their sight, which means they will target Dumpster and not the attackers. So that is the time where Dumpster can be used for a meat shield. Sorry I sounded weird in some part cause during the recording I was kind of sick, like cold. Yeah. By the way, that's it for the video. And let me know what you use Dumpster Child for in Tower Heroes. Bye. Also, I found this image.